Well, Hutch, do you hear this competition already ramping up here on the air?
Well, I have heard this competition going on really every year, and I have to say that I think it's what helps make us go. And I do want to note that Jordan just got a team last week and is already climbing the ladder at a very fast pace. So if I were one of the public listening, I would want to join up to be on Jordan's team because Jordan is the winningest pitcher in Michigan softball history, and I have no doubt that she's coming to this academy to win it.
msoftballacademy.org, msoftballacademy.org, still plenty of space. If you don't want to do the softball piece, as we talked about, the social mixer after is a boatload of fun. That's where Measy really does her damage, in case you want to know. She had some ringers in the crowd last week. But like I said, we're ready for that. We're ready for that this year and really, really looking forward to it. We'll come back around to talking about the Softball Academy at the end of the segment, Coach. But I want to talk about your current team. The team, the players that are really out there doing it right now. Another successful week for you guys on the diamond.
Yeah, we had quite a week. We had a beautiful weekend at home against Indiana, and a 3-game series that we ended up moving Sunday's game to Saturday. The forecast was it was like 100% rain. Although honestly, I'm not going to make my living in weather forecasting comparisons. But it was just a gorgeous day to play 2 games. And Friday night we had a great crowd, and we played well, and we played a tough series, and we're happy to get out of there with 3 wins. But I was pleased with the weekend. And then, of course, we had Michigan State come visit us Tuesday night, which the weather was trying to wreak havoc with us. It was just had gone from being sunny and 70 to rain and 40. So we had to tough through, I think, 3 rain delays. And Michigan State came to play. And those who were at the game or got to watch us live on the BTN, we had to come from behind to beat them. And we really hung in there. And Haley Wagner gave us a great victory as we had to put her in the game. And we were down 3-0. And she shut them down. And we worked our way back into it. So it was a fun week. It's a fun way to play softball. And it's a tough time to play softball. This is exam week right now. I've got kids taking exams all over the place, and they're tired and they're cranky.
All right, so Coach, let's go in order a little bit, starting with that first game. 10 runs in an inning. Is that the first time that you guys did that this year? 10 runs in an inning in that first game?
I have to tell you that when we were in Arizona, we played the University of Toledo, and we scored 15 runs in the first inning. Oh. And it doesn't happen very often, but it was just one of those deals where it just kept going on and on. There'd be a hit, there'd be a walk, there'd be an error. And it was a long inning. And, one of the things that people don't realize is your team has been on offense so long, the pitcher's not warmed up anymore. We sent the pitcher out to warm up twice during the inning. And those are a lot of pitches. Again, that's a lot of pitches that they're throwing even though they're not on the mound. And keeping your team in the game because they could lose their focus. Mm-hmm. So I thought we did a pretty good job with that because, scoring a lot of runs is, of course, fantastic, but it really isn't a great flow to the game at all.
Yeah, and well, you guys are swinging hot bats is nothing new for this team this year. The same thing can be said for pitching, Coach. I mean, we talk every week about Megan Betts and what she's doing. 14 strikeouts. Her second double-digit strikeout effort of the weekend when we look back at that contest. And obviously you mentioned Haley, who earned her 3rd shutout of the season, striking out 5 in that game. So you got good pitching efforts in the circle as well.
Well, and it's the most important part of the game. I mean, your pitching has to hold the offense of the opponents down. You see a lot of big scores out in softball these days, and if you had a pitcher that can hold the offense, you have a chance to win it.
All right, so Coach, it's one of those things where in a rivalry game, there is always something extra to it. But you mentioned the weather conditions, and to see your team fight back. I mean, a lot of times, those close games, those tight fought games, and especially in a rivalry game, those are those moments that kind of help your team take another step. did you see? Not like your team is one of those that ever gets complacent, ever looks past an opponent, but this was one of those times where it really felt like, or really feels like, one of those growing type of moments for your team this year.
Well, we work hard to not become complacent, but we've won a lot of games this year, and kids can walk on the field with a little bit of sense of entitlement, like, hey, we're going to win. And they forget how hard they've worked to get where they're at. And, we try not to make too much of rivalries or opponents, so we don't get too caught up in it. But Michigan State came out ready to play, and they smacked the ball over the fence in the first inning, which, I think probably caught us off guard a little bit. We had no-hit them with the same pitcher a week prior. Mm-hmm. So we were on our heels a little bit, and I didn't think we were in our moment as well as I like from the get-go. But, those games are good for us because we had to fight back. We had to get into our moment, and Haley Wagner came in and did exactly what we need somebody to do as a reliever, keep us in the game. She came in, gave us a great shot of energy. She was really on fire, and our kids just hung tough, and they stuck with it. They stuck to one-pitch softball. It took us a while to get there, but I thought it was a great game for us because we're going to be in tight games, and we've had a lot of blowouts, so the coach worries about whether they get soft from winning big, because it's not always going to be easy, and we needed to win a tough game. I thought it was a great night for us.
Right, and like I said, it's not like people may need a little context there. The reason why I said this is not necessarily a team that looks past opponents and gets complacent. Michigan State's a 1-16 team in league play in softball. So again, you see that record on paper, and you're like, oh, we're just gonna run over this team, but. It was a tight-fought game, and Michigan responded in a way that you like to see. So it seems like one of those moments that can really be something that you seize upon and even get better from, even though it was over one of the lower-ranked teams in conference play. Well, Coach, coming up next for you guys, a trip down to College Park. I know there are going to be at least a couple of Michigan fans named Wine Tribe in the stands down there. But tell us about what the Terps bring to the table.
Well, again, just like our trip to Rutgers a couple weekends ago, we're just not in familiar territory. And they have a new coach who comes from Louisville. They have a solid team, and they've got two fine pitchers. One a hard-throwing righty, and then a lefty who's going to really remind us a lot of the Michigan State pitcher from a couple nights ago. Who throws in and out, a little off speed, and not real hard, but enough to mix up your balance. So, and they can swing it. They've got some good hitters, and they're solid. So they're probably in the middle pack of the league at this point. And as we see, we've two of our toughest games of the Big Ten season have been against Michigan State and Iowa, who are all but last in the league. So that those things do not matter. When you walk on the field, you're not playing on paper. You're not playing Scrabble. You're playing a game that you swing bat, you pitch ball, and you have to show up and play. And so we're just trying to, again, keep our kids going one moment at a time. I can tell you we've got 3 kids who, when we get to the hotel tonight at 8 o'clock, that have 2 to 3 hour exams. I've got 4 kids who tomorrow morning from 8 to 10 a.m. have to take their exams. It's a tough time. Mm-hmm. It's tough. They're a little stressed more than anything, and they're tired. So we'll have a lot going on and try to keep them rested up the best we can to put all their energy on the field.
Gotcha, Coach. Well, good luck with that, certainly. This weekend coming up down at Maryland at College Park. The game Friday, 5 o'clock, 1 o'clock Saturday and Sunday. And that brings us back to the Softball Academy, msoftballacademy.org. Still plenty of space for you if you're interested in participating. You've heard us talk about it, and Coach, kind of take the fans, some that might be listening, through what the Softball Academy, what it entails, what they'll be doing. Kind of take them through the day. Well,
I'll tell you, it starts at 5 o'clock, and they'll join us on the field, and they'll be split into their teams, which is why we've got teams of 10. It makes it easier for us to go station to station.
Easy.
And one of my student athletes, and we have the Eastern Michigan softball team that's going to join us because we have so many participants, right now we're at about 165, and I'm certain we'll crash over 200, which is the goal.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll go to different stations. So you'll go to a throwing station and teach you how to throw like a girl. And then we'll go to the sliding station where we have slide right mats, and you'll practice sliding. You'll go to the batting cages, and you'll hit off the tee. We'll do a few of the hitting drills that we do. You'll get a few swings. And we'll go, basically do a little base running and show you how to run from, home to second and how to steal a base. And basically positional play, outfield play, middle infield play. Nothing too strenuous. All the stations are usually about 12 minutes long, and I have found that it takes the group about 5 of their 12 minutes to get to the next station. So we don't move as quick as I would like, but they're having a lot of fun chatting. They're a very distracted group, and they get to their station, and the kids teach them how to do it, and they go round and round, and then we try to have a real short mock softball game. We don't have room to have a big full softball game, obviously, but we play a little game called Beat the Runner. It's a camp game. It is everybody gets one swing off a tee and runs the bases, and they make the plays in the field, and it's short, it's sweet, and it's a lot of fun, and gets a little competitive, but more than anything, there's just a lot of camaraderie on the field with all the participants, many who are survivors, but and with our kids. Our kids get more out of this than anybody. They love meeting all of the community. They love meeting these survivors, and they recognize how small their little spot in the world with softball is, and that really life is much bigger than playing softball and winning games. And they get a chance to meet a lot of people who are, many of them are season ticket holders and fans, and I think the fans really enjoy that part of the whole event, because meeting the student athletes is a lot of fun.
Yeah, you take ownership of the team. There's no doubt that you feel closer to the team through participating in this event. And I get it with the mock game. They can't have a real game. You got to give everyone a swing, because some of the teams are just so much better than the others, where they're hitting home runs every single time. I don't know which team that is, Ira.
I wouldn't know, Sam. Maybe the chest protectors.
They just hit home runs every time they swing the bat, Measy. I know that's not your team, but I'm just saying. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. If you don't get it from listening to us talk about it, just come on out and check it out. msoftballacademy.org. Again, msoftballacademy.org. And even if it's not the softball, the actual softball piece, the social mixer afterward, you don't want to miss that part of it, because between the laughs and the jokes and the verbal jabs back and forth, when they put that big number on the board at the end, there are tears around the room, because people realize exactly what we accomplished with all of the effort that was put into it. So it's one of the most fulfilling things that we do, one of the funnest things that we do, and can't wait for it next week. So, ladies, I appreciate all of you coming on, and now it's time for us to go to work. Right. As we have, our effort is just beginning. We got Jim Abbott coming on next week, Rick Leach coming on next week, so we're kicking it into high gear. So, Jordan, I don't know what you have going on with your team. Measy, I don't know what you have going on with your team, but you guys need to step it up. I'm just telling you. I'm looking at these numbers, and they're nice. They're nice.
It's a start, Sam. It's a start.
That's just a start. I'm telling you, got to step up your game.
Maybe one of those celebrities want to come to my team.
No.
Or at least donate to saving second base.
Well, thanks a lot, Hutch. Good luck this weekend down at Maryland, and, we'll see you out there next week.
Well, and just remind the folks out there, we've got 24 teams signed up, and at this point, 163 participants. There's a lot of room on different teams. So if you don't have a team of 10, you don't need one. Mm-hmm. You can you'll be put on a team, and we want to fill up all the teams. That's the goal. And I can tell you that you'll make friends for life every team you get on. Everybody there is really welcoming, and we're all in the same spirit, because we're all there for the same cause. So just join up. We'll take care of you at the event, and we appreciate everybody's support. We want to make this as best as ever.
All right. Well, Hutch, thanks a lot. Appreciate your time.
Thanks. Bye, buddy.
All right. Bye. Thanks, Jordan. And Measy, you got some work to do.
I do.
You got some work to do. So get to it. I know you have the resources. I looked at your table last year and realized you had the resources. So, That's all you got to do.
You
have some powerful friends over there, Meezy.
Absolutely, she does. Saving second base is a formidable opponent. We look forward to the challenge. We want to thank Coach Hutch for joining us. Her appearance each and every week on Sports Talk 1050 WTKA is brought to you by Advantage Sports, your home for baseball, softball, football, hockey, soccer, volleyball, lacrosse, ice hockey, and field hockey equipment and apparel. They carry all the top brands, including Rawlings, Easton, Mizuno, Wilson, and more. And they have over 6,000 square feet of training facilities. Their facilities are awesome over there. Check them out. They can service all of your high school, college, or travel teams' needs. Advantage Sports is located at 2019 West Stadium Boulevard and online at catchtheadvantage.com.